first segment is Trouble in Cuba. Now to Jen Rosales.
This is Jen Rosales here reporting live from Havana, Cuba. We have some tragic news here in Havana where the Cuban people have rebelled against the Spanish rule. Rebels launched a new fight against Spain, burning sugarcane fields and sugar mills all over Cuba. Rebels are killing workers who oppose them. Today there was yet another train blown up. As we speak, Spain's governor, General Valeriano Weyler, is in Cuba holding about 500,000 Cubans in detention camps. We think at least a couple thousand have already died from starvation and disease. Tune into RJ Gas News at 6 o'clock for more information on this disastrous tragedy. Angie?
It's just so horrible, Jen. I can't wait to hear more about it. Now over to Rachel Wolf.
It's beautiful here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Our great country, America, has yet again expanded our horizons, welcoming Hawaii into the U.S. On this wonderful day, August 21st, 1959, Hawaii will officially become our 50th state. It was just 129 years ago that Britain and France forced Hawaii to accept economic privilege treaties. It was 12 years after that, Secretary of State Daniel Webster sent a letter to Hawaiian agents in Washington affirming U.S. interests in Hawaii. And 7 years after that, the U.S. and Hawaii confirmed a treaty of friendship. This treaty linked the two countries, and the United States became dominant to the economy and politics of the islands. In 1894, Samuel Dole sent a delegation to Washington seeking annexation. Dole declared Hawaii an independent republic. The U.S. finally annexed Hawaii in 1898 at the urging of President William McKinley. Finally, today, a resolution connected to Hawaii and Alaska will both become states.
To RJ Gas Channel 6. We'll be back after the break.
Program Bell has just come out with a brand new invention. The new instrument, called the telephone, has just come out on March 10, 1876. This device transports signal and your voice to other people anywhere around the world. Purchase your telephone now and receive your own personal number to communicate with whoever you want, whenever you want. Telephones, $59.99, sold separately.
And we're back. I'm here to tell you about the one and only Mark Twain. Samuel Clemens, otherwise known as Mark Twain, was born on November 30th, 1835 in Fordham, Missouri. His birthplace is part of the Mark Twain birthplace. On February 3rd, 1863, a letter appeared in the Enterprise where he was working and said that for some reason he signed the letter saying Mark Twain. Mark Twain, otherwise known as Samuel Clemens, is a famous writer who published his first book in 1867 called The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. He is also included in stints as a printer, a steamboat pilot, a global prospector, a journalist, and a Rian lecturer, and also known for his storytelling and stage presence. He was a husband and a father of 3. He published over 30 types of literature. Many of his writings have reached the pinnacles of American and world literature. He also wrote 5 travelogues telling his experiences in different places. Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, died on April 12, 1906. Now here's Gabby Royce with an interesting segment on Alaska that you don't want to miss.
William Seward, the Secretary for Abraham Lincoln, debated the issue on purchasing Alaska from Russia. The purchase was signed March 30th, 1867. President Andrew Johnson signed the final treaty on May 27th, 1867. Alaska truly became our 49th state, though, on January 3rd, 1959. Many Americans are extremely angry with Seward at the moment for thoughts that Alaska is just an empty, icy wasteland that was a waste of our money. People have been starting to call the purchase Seward's Folly and Seward's Icebox, making fun of Seward's blunder in buying the Alaskan territory. I think people will be pleased to find that Alaska has a whole lot more to offer than ice.
Thank you for that, Gabby. The history of the automobile goes back to the 15th century when Leonardo da Vinci was designing new models for transportation. There are many different types of automobiles, steam, electric, and gasoline, as well as many different exotic styles. Many people have added to the invention of the automobile. However, if there is credit to be given to one inventor, it would be Carl Benz from Germany. Many suggest he created the first true automobile in 1885. Nicholas Cugnot was the first person to create a steam self-propelled vehicle in 1769. In 1832, Robert Anderson made the first electric carriage. Carl Benz created the first true automobile. It was 3-wheeled, 4-cycled, had an engine and a chassis to form a 4-wheeled car with a motor. The Duryea brothers set up the first American car manufacturing company. Now back to you, Gabby.
I wonder who I'm going to vote for in this election. October 27, 1858, in New York City, Theodore Roosevelt was born. His father traced his family back to the rich Dutch merchants who helped New York become America's U.S. Republican Party. His son would later lead the same political party. Theodore Roosevelt Sr. was a sixth-generation New Yorker of one of the most influential and richest Dutch families in Manhattan. He graduated from Harvard and attended law school and entered public service as Police Commissioner of New York City, Assistant Secretary of the Navy, and Governor of New York's youngest man to occupy the White House. In July 1898, Theodore Roosevelt was made Colonel of the Cavalry Regiment, and later on December 30th, 1898, held the inauguration of New York's Governor, Colonel Theodore Roosevelt.
The candidates for the election of 1912 are William Taft, Theodore, Teddy Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, and Eugene Debs. This election is mainly between Roosevelt and Wilson. However, Taft is playing a major part in the election too. Some of the major issues include trusts, monopolistic businesses, women's suffrage, and tariffs, taxes on foreign goods. Roosevelt wants to preserve the trusts, but improve them. However, Wilson believes that each state should get to make their own decision whether or not women can vote. Roosevelt campaigns on behalf of women's suffrage. Wilson is against tariffs and doesn't think that goods imported from other countries should be taxed. On the other hand, Roosevelt is supporting tariffs, claiming that they help protect wages. So, do you want tariffs in the USA? Do you think that women should have the right to vote? Then vote for Woodrow Wilson, and you will not regret it.
Wilbur and Orville Wright have been making history in North Carolina, flying the largest glider ever flown, with a 22-foot wingspan, a weight of nearly 100 pounds, and skids for landing. This flight unfortunately did not go so well, but not to worry, this was just one of the first of many flights by the Wright brothers. Recently, you may have seen a strange figure flying high above your house. Could it be? Yes, it is, folks. The Wright brothers' efforts have not gone to waste, and the Wright plane, the Vin Fizz, was the first plane to cross the United States. It took 84 long days and 70 stops, with barely any of the original parts on the plane left, but they made it. Who knows? Soon we could have planes fighting our wars and helping us travel to foreign lands.
The canal is a man-made canal which joins the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It is one of the largest and most difficult engineering projects ever undertaken. It had an enormous impact on shipping and trade between the two oceans, replacing the long route through the Drake Passage and Cape Horn at the southernmost tip of South America. Though the concept of a canal goes back to nearly the 16th century, the first attempt to design a canal began in 1880 under French leadership. The building of the 48-mile canal was plagued by problems including disease, mostly malaria and yellow fever, and landslides. Since opening, the canal has been greatly successful and continues to be a key part of international maritime trade. The canal can accommodate vessels from small private yachts to up to large commercial vessels. A typical passage through the canal by a cargo ship takes about 8 to 10 hours. And that's it for today, folks. Stay out of the bars, gutters, and jail cells. Good night.
Yo, yo, yo.
Did it start? No. Oh my god. Yeah. John. Yeah, girlfriend, you shake that. Shake it, girl.
There's a hammer!
Oh my god, someone's murdering us. Gabby. Oh. Yeah, John. William McKinley. Finally, today, a resolution connected Hawaii to Alaska to be and both become states. Steph, can you stop the camera?
Yeah.